Okay guys, welcome back to our third series of Studio Glow. My name is Jayne Cooper, I'm tanning expert for St.Tropez. So I've been working in the beauty industry and tanning industry for 17 years. And I'm lucky enough that I work for a brand that I absolutely love and I've had a passion for since day one of training. And that is obviously St.Tropez. So tonight we are going to be talking about tanning myths. So any questions you've got, whether it's how to get that perfect flawless hands, when do I shave, we're going to get them answered for you. And joining me tonight is Nadine. So
Hello.
Nadine is a beauty editor, director of Hello Magazine. So Nadine, can you introduce yourself too?
So I'm Nadine Baggott, I'm the beauty editor of Hello Magazine. I've been in the industry for 25 years. It's even longer than St.Tropez, who are 21 this year. And I grew up with St.Tropez. My first ever self-tan was with St.Tropez professionally. And I have worked for lots of magazines. I started out on a magazine called Living and I went to work for the Daily Mail, Marie Claire. I'm now with Hello Magazine. I've also been a TV presenter for 20 years. I was the beauty presenter on This Morning and then I went to the Titchmarsh show. And a couple of years ago, I started my own beauty vlog called The Beauty Know-It-All. And my job, I think, as a beauty editor is to sort fact from fiction. Sometimes I think there are just so many products on the market. People just don't know where to shop. They don't know what works and what doesn't work. And I always think of myself as the beauty guinea pig. So I've tested all the products, all of them here, and I know what works. But it means that you want your beauty products to be really quick working. I always say minimum effort, maximum results. I like my products to work really quickly, and women want results and they want them virtually instantaneously. And in a way, that's what's so great about self-tanning. And I was just saying a story earlier on. I had my first ever professional self-tan with St.Tropez, and it was before probably you were even born, but basically we were called in for this revolutionary new brand, and all the beauty editors lined up. And I know 21 years ago, some of you might not have even been born, but genuinely what happened was you'd go to a store and you'd buy a self-tanner and you'd be all orange and all streaky. And so everybody was really skeptical. And we all sort of rolled up to this tiny townhouse in London. And basically we said, right, this is a totally new product. It works in a completely new way. It might look a little bit strange. And I didn't even realize that the product still existed. It's the original lotion.
There we have. It's in a different
basically
bottle.
It goes on, if ever you've used it, if you had a professional tanning treatment, it goes on and it goes on slightly muddy almost because it counteracts the oranginess. St.Tropez never goes orange. And we all sort of stripped down, all these beauty editors of different shapes and sizes, stripped down to our little paper pants, and we all got St.Tropez. And then basically they said, go home, wake up in the morning, have a shower, see what you think. And we were all like sort of a bit grumpy. And we all went home on a hot sunny day when it was launched. And then the next morning you have a shower and you're like, and I said at this point there should be a sound effect which is sort of, ah, because basically that's when the tanning revolution started. And I remember 21 years ago.
Definitely. It is a gorgeous product. It's so hydrating on the skin as well with it being a lotion. It was actually the first product and the only product that they had when I first trained as well.
It was the only product?
Yeah, they had the body polish, the moisturiser and the lotion.
And you basically had a 3-step professional treatment and you literally came away like you'd been on holiday for 2 weeks. And that was the moment that I think that the whole industry sat up and thought, self-tanning is incredible. It can be incredible.
It is. It's gorgeous. And it's not, I know the lotion, you have to put it on, you sleep in it. It does give you a gorgeous result. But there is products that will suit everybody's skin type, what depth of tan you want, but also your time scale as well. So as we know, there's only 17 minutes in the morning. Some people say, I haven't got time to tan. There is a product, whether it's a gradual tan, that's a body moisturiser with a bit of tan in it that gradually builds up, you can build into your regular regime, or whether it's an express tan that you leave on the skin between 1 to 3 hours, you can simply wash it off and it will carry on developing. So I use Express all the time. I get in from work sometimes and just quickly shower, exfoliate, put my tan on, and it means I can just potter about the house, you know, watch a bit of telly or do a bit of tidying, whatever. And then I can simply just wash it off. I've got a little bit of colour, but then over the evening and over the night, I wake up and my tan is gorgeous. So it's more convenient for me. And as well, it's great for those sort of last minute tans, you know, on a Saturday, if you're going out.
When you suddenly you put on a mini skirt and you look down at your legs and you go, I need colour and I need it instantly.
Yeah, and there's also the instants are great for that as well. So the instants don't have any tanning agent. It's a bit like a makeup for the body. You put it on, you've got that instant colour.
The first time I saw those, the first time I saw those was backstage at fashion shows when basically all these super slim models are just being Like they're walking almost through a reverse car wash. They go in white and they come out with a gorgeous tan. And you see all those girls doing it backstage, and then they come out on the catwalk and their skin's flawless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The instance I used backstage at London Fashion Week. There's another product as well called the Gloss. Have you?
That's for that shine down the front of the leg.
Oh my God,
what I call the Mariah Carey high shine.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the Gloss, it gives that gorgeous finish as well. So it's let's see, I mean, it looks quite dark when you first put it on, but then you blend it and it just gives that
video vixen.
It's amazing. So it looks gorgeous down this.
Put it over the back of my hands. You've got too much on your hands.
I have. I've got a bit over the top.
I knew I'd get you to tan me. I knew I'd get her to tan me sometime in this half an hour.
But things like on the shoulders, across the collarbone, down the shins, it looks amazing. Again, this was used backstage at London Fashion Week.
So holidays that is as well.
It's a gorgeous one to take on holiday, on top of a holiday tan as well. So there is products to suit everybody. And say we've got a vast range from light, medium and deep tans.
Since I've started, so there was the single product, and then I basically think all those sort of professional products that you get that sort of gorgeous guide colour. I personally did a vlog where I mentioned my favourite tanners. I like the mousse. I like the mousse because it's easier. I don't particularly like a sticky, heavy lotion. And even on a warm day, you get that instant guide colour and that beautiful sort of easy application. And for legs and arms, it's perfect.
Yeah.
For face, I prefer a gradual tanner, but only because I never sort of, like most beauty editors, you never tan your face. So, but I want something that I can slowly build up. I don't want to suddenly wake up and be a different colour overnight. Yeah. And that's why I like the gradual tanner for my face. So I tend to use the traditional range, hardcore range for my body, and then the gradual for my face.
Absolutely. The mousses are so easy as well, and they're great for men as well.
Can I just say also, you know, I might be a beauty editor, but I am not in any way a professional tanning expert. So if I can use them, anybody can use them. I've never made a mistake with the mousse. I love it.
And that's the beauty. They have got a guide colour in there. The mousses have, the self-tans have all got guide colours, so you can see where you're going. So as long as you've exfoliated the skin, removed any moisturiser, any essential oils, anything on the body.
I've got a question to ask. Is it true about deodorant?
Yes, so remove deodorant, perfume and any essential oils.
Because they react, don't they?
Yep, and does
it change the pH of the skin?
It sends it a nice green tinge, it oxidises.
It does, I know, and only because I remember this. I remember having a professional treatment and I woke up in the morning and I had sort of greeny armpits, khaki armpits. And the lady said to me, I did tell you not to wear your deodorant, Nadine, so it was my fault, not the lady's fault.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you've got nothing on the skin. And also, some people think they should put moisturiser all over the body and then put tan on. That's actually going to form a barrier for the tan to develop. And also, if you don't put the moisturiser on evenly, that's one thing
that's how you get a streaky tan. And also I think the thing is the formulations have already got the right level of moisture to deliver it into your skin. But what about dry areas? So when I always write features, there's always this tried and tested rule. We said we were going to bust some tanning myths. This is tried and tested rule. Should you moisturise knees, elbows and feet?
Absolutely.
Because they are the driest places on your body.
Hands, elbows, knees and feet. And if you have got any of the dry patches, a little bit of the St.Tropez moisturiser or an oil-free moisturiser. Also, if you've got blonde hair.
Do you think scented free moisturiser as well? I think like a bog standard high street lotion. Can I just say, what did you say? Hands, knees?
Hands, elbows, knees and feet.
I love that. It's like a little song.
Up and down.
So turn that into a meme.
You do the back of the heels as well. And I say, if you've got blonde hair or light eyebrows, you can blend it around the hair and over the eyebrows.
It can grab into the eyebrows and the hairline.
Absolutely. So that is key. But
what about hands?
Hands.
Because I've had professional non-St.Tropez. I went into a booth once on my high street where you sort of just walk in and then you do this, like Ross Geller from Friends at the moment, and it grabbed so badly. I went to BAFTA the next day with sort of orange feet. And so what did I do wrong, even though I was being treated by a robot?
You actually only need to have a tiny bit on the hands. When we do a professional treatment, we do 2 very fine coats over the body, but we only do 1 on the hands and feet. That is after applying a moisturiser as well to those dry areas. So before you tan, make sure you exfoliate well. Concentrate on those dry areas. If your hands are quite dry, exfoliate. Moisturise the dry areas, then apply your tan. Now, when I do my arms, I do my full arm and then I only take the excess down onto my hands. Claw your hands as well and take that down so you're getting all those niggly bits. Because people just go like that, as soon as they go like that and that, you're going to have those telltale signs for self-tan.
And are you the same with knees? So would you do your legs and then leave the knee at the last minute?
Just very lightly. Skim over the knees, skim over the elbows. And same with the feet as well. Your hands and feet, because they're drier, will take a lot quicker and a lot darker.
Yeah, you neglect those parts of your body anyway, I think. Yeah. And also I think because, you know, there's more skin because they're built to flex. Therefore, when you go back again, you get twice that concentration. Yeah. That's the only sort of rules, I think. What about shaving? Because if you wax or you've lasered your hair, it's fine. But what about ladies that shave?
Okay, if you're shaving before, leave it at least 24 hours before. Okay. It's going to allow the pores to close and any irritation to go down. And then if you decide you do want to shave afterwards, just be very, very gently with the razor. And be careful, don't do it straight away before you tan, purely because you could get some irritation. But also some razors have got that soothing balm on it. You're applying that, that's going to leave a balm on the skin and a barrier to stop the tan from
And is that true of waxing as well? So would you wait 24 hours after waxing?
I personally would say 48 hours after waxing. It does say 24 hours, but I personally, as a therapist, would say 48 hours. Just depends on, especially some very delicate areas. It can take 24 to 48 hours for any erythema to go down, to any redness as well. And also if they put tanning, soothing lotion on afterwards as well, we want to make sure that's removed. So 24, 48 hours for waxing.
I always think all self-tans work really well on super clean skin, essentially. Yeah. That's what you want. You want that super clean skin apart from the areas we mentioned.
Absolutely, yeah. Just make sure your skin is free of everything.
Hands, elbows, knees and feet.
Also, another top tip with the hands is have some wipes near you. Just general baby wipes or face wipes. After you've applied your tan, get the wipe the palms of the hands, wipe the fingernails, toenails as well, to stop, and even the bottom of the feet if you find you've...
It can grab onto
the cuticles.
The cuticles, can't it? Yeah.
So even if you've got, you know, nail varnish on or extensions or shellac, whatever you have on, just give them a wipe, because say the cuticles will grab as well and start to stain if you're careful.
I always say to people, if you are wary of self-tan, I always think just go for a gradual tanner.
Absolutely.
They really are idiot-proof. Yeah. You know, you just put them on the way you would a body lotion at night, you get a hint of a colour, and then the next night you apply again, the chances are you'll go back over any areas you might have missed, and then within 2 or 3 days you get the colour you want, and you can stop at the intensity you want. So, you know, I have friends who are super pale, like kind of Kate Blanchett pale. And then actually I've interviewed tanners that have worked with people like Rihanna as well and done skin finishing on girls like that. Because people think it's a myth that basically if you're a woman of colour or Middle Eastern, anything like that, you don't want a tan. But actually it gives that intensity and that gorgeous glow.
I think we find it goes slightly more golden on the skin. So how you would tan naturally on holiday is similar to how you go with St.Tropez. It works for everybody's individual skin type, so we could put the product on 10 different women and they would all go completely different colours. Yeah. So you're always going to look natural. And say, if you are nervous, start with gradual tans. In shower's a great one if you're not into the whole tanning regime.
I wonder if people know about In Shower, because although it was launched last year, again, St.Tropez, the first people to do it. So essentially what you do is you have your normal shower and then you apply it the way you would a lotion and you wait 3 minutes. And I interviewed somebody the other day, I can't remember who it was. I interviewed so many celebrities. They said they do their squats in the shower for 3 minutes. I've tried doing a squat for 3 minutes. It's super powerful, super strong, but then you come out with brown, powerful thighs and then you shower it off and you're ready to go.
Yeah, it's great. And that's a good one for gym goers, say nervous tanners, some people who don't want to go too dark maybe, because you can gradually build it up as well.
I know girls, beauty editors that are really pale that tried that at the launch and were so impressed. It gave the most beautiful, subtle colour.
It is gorgeous and it's so easy to use. I use it sometimes like midweek as well, just give me a little boost rather than putting mousse on again or, you know, going through it sweat again. If I do my mousse on a Friday, say come towards the end of the week, I want a little bit of boost, in shower it.
What do you do for your 3 minutes?
I'm terrible. I'm so impatient. I actually get out of the bath.
Do you? What, and then run around?
Just sort of walk about.
Because you could technically get out the shower, clean your teeth and get back in.
Or you can put a hair mask on.
That's what I do. I use mine to do the hair mask because I'm obsessed with hair masks. So I always do it to do a hair mask, and then I sort of tangle teaser through my hair and get rid of all my knots and stuff like that.
Well, even if you're not using it on the face, you could put a face mask on as well. And then you could use something like our sheet mask on the face.
I wonder if people know about the sheet mask. So I wrote about this in Hello a couple of weeks ago, which is probably why I'm here, because again, St.Tropez first to market with new technology, new ways to deliver self-tan, the first ever tanning sheet mask. And what I love about this is you can leave it on for 5 minutes or 10 or 15, and that will you get an instant colour, that will tell you how much time you want. So you're a 10-minuter,
yes.
I'm a 15-minuter.
If you want a light tan, just go for 5 minutes. Yeah. So I'm just going to take you step by step quickly how to do the mask. Is you clean skin. Do you recommend exfoliating before?
Well, we were talking about this. Obviously, anybody that follows any of my vlogs or reads anything I write in Hello, I think exfoliating is so important for your skin. So my skin is already exfoliated. I'm already using a flannel or a muslin cloth to cleanse my face. I might be using an acid toner at night or a retinol, anything like that. So my skin is already exfoliated, so I don't need to exfoliate. If, however, you're pretty low maintenance, you're just using maybe a rinse off foaming cleanser or a cream cleanser and then maybe a moisturizer at night, then my advice is exfoliate. But if I'm kind of thinking, because you're here, you're already a bit of a beauty editor and a bit of a beauty aficionado. You're probably already exfoliating, but I always say exfoliate first.
I do, personally. As well, if they're regular tanners and they've got a little bit of tan builder as well, just give a clean base. Put the sheet mask over the face, leave it for 5, 10 or 15 minutes, remove the sheet mask.
It's it's quite damp because it's loaded with another one of my favourite ingredients, hyaluronic acid, which I've written about and vlogged about, which is basically, it's a natural moisturising factor found in the skin, and it's like a water magnet, so it plumps and boosts the skin at the same time. But I find there's enough left over, and I don't know if this is just me, so basically it covers your face, then I take it off and I take it down my neck, down my décolleté and over my shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely, I do as well. And then make sure you blend the serum around the eyes, hairline,
ears.
Behind the ears is one area everyone misses, whether they're doing the mask or another product, just get that bit as well. And then you leave that on the skin for 4 to 8 hours. But as you mentioned, it's got the hyaluronic acid in there, so it's a treatment as well.
It's got skincare benefits as well.
Absolutely.
I have to say, I have been really naughty because I love it. I've even run it down my legs as well. Somebody told me they used it on a plane the other day, and I was like, really? Because obviously you only have to put it on your face for 15 minutes, and then by the time if you're on a long haul flight, you get off the other end and you already arrived tan. But then I just had this image of them washing their hands afterwards, like on that, you know, that little pump action thing. I'm not sure if you can see my feet on a plane, but I guess if you've got wipes, why not?
So make sure that you are washing your hands after you've touched the mask.
To me, it's the perfect pre-holiday, post-holiday treatment.
And again, like you said, a lot of people don't tan their face when they're on holiday as well. No. Hats on, you know, the glasses. So this is perfect for if you are on holiday and you do want a bit of a glow. The Express Sheet Mask is amazing for that as well. And the one question I get asked as well is, oh, I'm using that on my face, how do I tan my body? So you would use the sheet mask on the face, and then you could choose which tan you want. So if you use the Express, I would recommend doing your Express, leaving it on for your period of time. So this needs to be left on the skin 1, 2 or 3 hours, depending on the depth of tan. Shower it off, and then that tan will be developing, and then that is when you apply your sheet mask while it's developing. So I do it before I go to bed. Or if you put your sheet mask on, you can use just one of your favourites, Nadine, isn't it?
This is the one I vlogged about.
The Self Tan Classic, because this needs to be left on the skin for 4 to 8 hours, which is the same time as the sheet mask, so it's a perfect combination as well. But yes, you were saying that's one of your favourites, isn't it?
It's the guide tan. I love a guide colour because I want to know, you know, I'm a bit of a control freak. I want to make sure I've not missed a single patch.
Yeah.
And it's that thing where I actually will apply this in the way that you were saying, like you look down and you're like, oh, I haven't got any colour on my legs. Yeah. I apply it as an instant colour, and then by the time I get home at the end of the evening, you have a shower, and then you wash it off, and you've got the long-lasting colour.
And the guide colour is a natural-looking guide colour.
So for me, it's that minimum. Like I said, my beauty ethos is minimum effort, maximum results, and that's what the mousse is to me, and the mist as well.
Definitely. So don't forget to send in your questions. If you've have used the sheet mask, please send in your comments.
The questions have come in.
Oh, we have a question. Great. So it's a question for me. So it's off Katie. All my friends tan, but why should I? What does it do? Just a bit nervous. Okay, so
actually, it might be worth going back to explain how self-tans work.
Yeah, so self-tan works with your individual skin tone, and it has a natural chemical reaction that is just staining the top layer of the dead skin cells. So it's not penetrating, and this is why...
And it's a sugar. DHEA, the active ingredient, is a sugar. And what it does is it reacts with the very surface dead layers of skin that have got a protein in them, and it turns that protein the colour of tan, basically.
So that's why it's important that you do exfoliate. So you're tanning fresh dead skin cells. The tanning agent we use is 100% natural as well. It's something called Veggie Tan.
St.Tropez, again, first to the market, have gone in with a really top amazing perfumery company and have identified the chemicals that smell in self-tan, and instead of masking them, they've worked with them and reformulated so that basically it doesn't smell.
Yeah, so that tannin smell that can put people off using it, it masks that on application all the way through wear as well.
Sorry, Katie.
Sorry, Katie. So if you're a little bit nervous at tanning, it's great to start with the gradual tan.
Yeah.
That or the in shower. So as we said, they gradually build up more of a sun-kissed glow. When you have a tan, Nadine, how does it make you feel when you have a tan?
I mean, to me, it's a confidence booster.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've interviewed so many celebrities, and I love nothing more than Nicole Kidman and Cate Blanchett and that beautiful, pale, white, gorgeous skin. For me, I was raised in the 70s and 80s. I was raised on like kind of California dreaming. And I think what self-tan does is it gives you the ability to have, you can choose to tan or not. You can choose the depth of your tan. You can choose to go from the palest look to the really deepest look. But I think it basically flatters most skins. And that's because there's an optical illusion going on here. It does make skin look firmer. It does make skin look more even. It sort of hides little broken veins or, you know, imperfections, shaving nicks, scars, any of that. Yeah, it sort of gives that soft focus, golden honey glow.
Definitely. I always feel more confident. St.Tropez is like confidence in a bottle.
Yeah.
I always feel more confident with a tan. And sometimes, like you say, we don't always have that much time to get ready. So I know at least if I've got a tan, I can just get away with a bit of mascara, a bit of lip balm.
You can wear a lot less makeup.
And
really
sometimes
can.
I don't have to wear makeup.
And you don't have to wear tights. Who wants to wear tights? We've just had a real patch of incredibly hot weather in the UK. And I see those girls out there with tights on in really hot weather. And I just think, oh, you just need to self-tan your legs and you'll be fine. You know, you just feel, I think for me, you have that sort of skin confidence thing. Yeah. One of the things about hot weather though is, which I think is a brilliant top tip as well, is if you are going to self-tan, do it at the coolest time of the day. If it's a really, really hot day and you're sweaty, one thing you don't want to do is sweat off your self-tan.
Exactly. That's another
I always think do it first thing in the morning or last thing at night.
And that's another reason why Express is great. I've lost it now. Express is great because you only need to leave it on skin 1 to 3 hours.
Yes.
In that, obviously, this heat we've had, sleeping at night, you can sort of get a bit warmer. So you haven't actually got to sleep in it. So I've found it is more useful for that as well. Excellent. So, Lucy.
Okay. Lucy, good question. How can I prevent self-tanning staining my bed sheets? I'm going over to you for this one.
Okay, so generally it will wash out of any sort of material bedding and things. I've got white bedding, so it absolutely washes out. We always say be careful of delicate materials like wools, laces and things. But if you have got expensive bedding, you really don't want to get any transfer on there, you have got the Express, because as I just talked about, you don't have to leave it on the skin. You
wouldn't leave it on overnight, you wouldn't sleep in it.
So it's only ever the guide colour that may transfer. We have got minimal transfer, but if you do get any, it's just the guide colour. So if you've washed that guide colour off, you're not going to get any transfer. So Express is perfect for that.
Now you see, officially from me, Lucy, I still have messed up some of my sheets. You go to your local hardware store and you buy something called, I think they're called window cleaning, whitening. They do these crystal sheets, which basically bleaches your bedding, and you put it in net cleaning, brightening, net curtains brightening, it's called. Anyway, you put it in your wash, and we should all be doing that anyway, and it's essentially a bleaching agent, and it brings any colour, any stains out of your bedding, like that anyway. That's coming from an idiot doofus.
It's not just beauty tips.
No, it's home tips as well now.
Excellent. We've got another one. Ellie. So Ellie, I used to self-tan, but the smell puts me off. Does St.Tropez products have a smell?
No.
So as Nadine was talking about, we have a new fragrance that was launched last January.
Year,
and it's a mood boosting fragrance. So those notes that Nadine talked about, they are to enhance the mood as well. So it makes you feel better when you've got a tan.
But also I think the technology is really clever because it's not there to mask the fragrance. No. The bad smell of self-tan, it's actually there and it interacts with it. So it blocks the formation of that, let's be honest, stale digestive smell. So, and St.Tropez is the only brand that has that technology. I think James's question is brilliant. What about men and hairy legs?
So a couple of mousses are always good for men.
Because it does grip to hair.
Yeah. Lotions can sometimes grab, you know, pull the hairs as you're applying, but mousses are brilliant because they glide over the skin so easy.
I quite like the mist.
Mist is perfect as well.
Because the mist is literally
like an aerosol.
Yeah.
And you can just blend. And these are great because they spray at 360 degrees, so you can get to the back and hard to reach places and get that flawless hand.
Would you do that after the mist though?
I would always mist, and I always have a mitt to hand, because then if I find I have got a little bit close or a bit of excess, then all I do is get my mitt and blend it in. These mitts will be your best friend when it comes to tanning.
So you would use that, you'd mist, and then you'd go over the top of the hair, would you, and blend? Because then what that does is lift, by doing a physical action, it lifts the hair out of the tanning solution.
Because you might find some little droplets, you'll see little droplets on the hair, so absolutely, just very lightly blend over. It's not going to take your tan off, it's just going to blend it. But in shower is a great one for men.
Yeah.
As well, if you don't want
3 minutes and rinse it off.
Exactly, and that's just like using a shower gel or shower cream. You just put it on, 3 minutes, rinse it off.
And if you don't do it on your face, you can do a wet shave for a man on your face as well. Amber says, I'm going on holiday soon. Will I still tan through my self-tan? Yes, you will. The argument whether you should be tanning or not is another thing for skin safety. Absolutely, self-tan offers no SPF protection. So you still need to use your SPF when you go on holiday. You will just look naturally, gorgeously brown the first time you put on your swimming costume.
And what I find, if I am getting a natural tan, my self-tan fades as my holiday tans
they sort of blend in, don't they?
So make sure that if you are going on holiday and you've got tan, that you do take the polish with you, because you should be exfoliating the skin every 2 or 3 days as part of your routine, and that will help your tan to, self-tan to fade naturally and your holiday tan to come through. And I find your tan holds better as well if you're on holiday, if you've exfoliated.
I mean, one of the most common questions I get asked on my vlogs is if I use, and they're talking about the face as well, but it works for the body as well. If I am exfoliating, if I'm using retinols, if I'm using an acid toner, if I'm double cleansing, am I removing my self-tan? Yes, you are, but that's a good thing. You really don't want to slather back old self-tan. You want to remove it and start again, remove it and start again. That's the way you'll get that perfect, gorgeous glow and not that patchy effect. Holly asks, I get random patches of tan. Why is this and how can I make it last longer? Honestly, exfoliation and moisturization is the best thing. And whether you use a physical exfoliant, so either a sort of grainy scrub, or you use a body brush, or you use an acid body lotion, or whether you use an acid toner on your face, or you use retinol, all of those things are designed to help the dead skins shed away. And it does mean that you do have to apply your self-tan regularly, but you should be doing that anyway. And that's the way you'll get that gorgeous, hydrated, plump, gorgeous glow, and not that sort of dry, fusty brown patches.
Definitely, and with the body polish we have, our St.Tropez one has got perfect round beads in it. It's very gentle.
Yes.
So I use that midweek, and what that does, it's not going to take my tan off. It buffs my tan.
Yeah.
It removes off that dead skin cells, so it stops my tan looking dull and just brightens it, and ensures that I get a really nice even fade. And also using an oil-free moisturiser every day. Certain essential oils can help to break down the tan as well, can't they? So using oil-free, so it's with high essential oils. So an oil-free moisturiser, St.Tropez is brilliant. It's been designed to prolong your tan. So you're going to get a longer life out your tan, and you're going to get a gorgeous even fade as well.
Nadine, do you have any advice on how to match my tan to my foundation? Yes. Okay, so that's why I use Gradual on my face, because I don't want to suddenly go 4 or 5 shades darker overnight. I don't want to go 4 or 5 shades darker overnight, and one of the reasons I don't want to go 4 or 5 shades darker overnight is I don't want to have to buy a whole new wardrobe of foundations. So by using a Gradual tanner, or by using the tan drops, which you can add to your skincare as well, so you can add them to your everyday serum or your everyday moisturiser, you control how dark you go. And then I would say, most people probably have a wardrobe of 2 foundation shades. Once you're tan, 1, you will need less foundation, I think, in my opinion. 2, also that's the time to start using bronzer. So you can either add bronzer into your makeup, and that will even out the disparity between maybe a tanned or a non-tanned face. But most people do have a couple of shades of foundation.
Talking of bronzers, have you tried?
I love that.
Do you love that?
And you know why? Because it's got a matte finish to it, and then it's got a demi matte and then a soft sparkle. And I think with bronzers, I'm always wary of a high shimmer shine, and that's perfect for all skin types.
So do you use them individually or do you swirl them together?
I use them individually. Do you swirl together?
Depends. Sometimes I do, but then if I want a quick all over, I will swirl together.
You see, I would actually use that all over as like a mineral base, and then you can use that to contour and then that for the tan.
Fab.
But basically it suits all skins. There are no rules about how you use it. You can use it any way you want, but that's a great, it just amps up the colour so that you don't have to go out, because if you're spending a lot of money on a foundation, you don't have to go out and start all over again with a foundation.
Sometimes as well, like sometimes my chest doesn't always take as dark. I don't know why, it's just one of those areas sometimes. So I use the bronzer
and blend it in.
To blend in as well.
Alice asks, how do I match my body tan with the face sheet mask colour? Over to the expert.
So, we did touch on this, but we'll recap. So the sheet mask, you leave on 5, 10 or 15 minutes, depending on the depth of tan. You then have the Express Mousse or the Express Mist that you leave on similar thing. You leave 1 hour for a light tan, 2 hours for a medium, 3 hours for a dark. So you would put your Express on, leave it on for your time, wash it off, then you would apply your sheet mask, because even though you only leave it on 5, 10 or 15 minutes, you then need to blend all the excess serum around the eyes and over the face and down the neck and the legs if you've got some. Then you leave that on for 4 to 8 hours, okay? So if you have put your sheet mask on and then thought, oh no, I forgot to use the Express before, it's fine, use one of your classic or even your dark if you're going for 15 minutes. So there's a wardrobe of choice depending on what depth of tan you want. If you have gone for 5 minutes and just want a light sun-kissed glow, you can use your gradual tans on the body because they need to be left on the skin 4 to 8 hours. So you've got the option, graduals for a light, classics for a medium, and darks for that deep dark tan, or your Express between 1 to 3 hours. So there's a great wardrobe choice for something to suit your needs and expectations of the tan.
You're going to make me choose one St.Tropez product, Kat? Seriously? I've already said what are my 3 favourites. I'm going to have to say the bronzing mousse. That's right. That's that one there, the bigger one. I always pick the smaller one up. I have to say, because I don't like heavy occlusive moisturisers on my skin. I'm not a fan of using really sort of gunky creams. It's lightweight, it's got a guide colour. Because it's a mousse, it's much easier to spread. It's kind of the idiot's guide to tanning, and think of me as your tanning idiot. That's the one I know and trust. That's the one I most commonly wear. I actually don't do my bag because it's a mousse, because you know you need somebody to do it. But for me, I always do my arms and my legs. Yeah. And I actually would, if I'm not allowed to choose a second product, which would be a gradual tanner for the face, I actually would put that on my face as well. And I have to say, I'm probably naughty and I do sleep in it, which I'm probably
that one
not
you
supposed
do. That
to.
one, no, absolutely sleep in that one. It's the Express you don't. Just on.
I grew up with it. That's why I love it.
Just on your back, what I do is put it on the mitt.
Are you really super flexible? Look at that.
And get to my back. I am quite lucky that I can get. I sort of do that, and then over, around. Unless somebody's there. If somebody's there, then great.
When I first started doing This Morning, Fern used to work on it, and she used to get her husband, Fern Britton, she used to get her husband, they live in the countryside, she used to get her husband to go to the end of the garden and spray her down in the nude about 5 o'clock in the morning before she came live on air. That's what you call a gorgeous husband. Shout out to Phil Vickery. That's all you want from life is a partner that will take you to the end of the garden and spray you down with your tan your back.
Excellent. So we have we've got the winner. So we have got the winner for today's
£500 worth, a year's supply.
A self-tan. Do you want to do the honours?
You sure?
Yeah, go for it. Drum roll.
Cherry Jones.
Cherry Jones.
Cherry Jones.
Cherie Jones.
C-E-R-I. It's a beautiful name, whatever it is. And if I've mispronounced your name, forgive me. But congratulations, you're getting a year's supply of St.Tropez.
Congratulations. So our team will be in contact with you, but you will be
I'm sure you've left your details
all year round. So Thea is our new member of St.Tropez team, and if you go onto our St.Tropez Messenger on Facebook, you can ask her what tan
So basically, it's
you.
like an online consultation. So you can basically talk about your skin colour, your skin type, your needs, how quickly you want it to go.
Absolutely.
And then you'll get the answer, yeah.
And Thea will find your perfect tan for you. So pop over and go meet her. And I just want to say a big thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I've learned so much off you as well. And I can't wait to grill you when we get back there as well on my beauty questions. So thank you so much for joining us, Nadine. And we will be back next month with holiday tanning. So that's on the 27th of July. So we shall see you then.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.